Dear students, we had been discussing about the essay by William Hazlitt on going on a journey. Fine. So we will discuss it further. Key points. Yeah. Now, in the essay you will see praise of a journey. Here he speaks about the joys of solitude, how travel is important to him, like that. Then in his opinion, a journey should liberate oneself from everyday concerns and problems. That is why one should go for a journey. Then he enjoys the silent company of nature than other human beings. Some people like to go for a journey with other people, whereas he is not like that. He would rather be happy in the company of nature. Yeah. Then he also says, we should not criticize nature. We should not think too much in the company of nature. Say, suppose you go for a picnic or a tour, just immerse yourself in nature. Don't start thinking too much about it. This is what he says. Joy of solitude. Then he also says how nice it is to have lonely travel, and in between you can see some you will see some inns. What do you mean by inn refers to some roadside hotel type, like in English countryside and all, you will have some small hotel, not hotel actually, run by a rural person, containing some friendly homely food and all. Ongoing a Journey was first published in the New Monthly magazine in 1822. It was republished in Table Talk. As you know, William Hazlitt was a journalist. He was a writer, but all these writers, they were journalists also. See, a writer doesn't become famous just like that. He or she has to get published in newspapers, get some fame, and then they will become, writers, notable writers. Next, ongoing journey is over. R.L. Stevenson. I hope you know about R.L. Stevenson, the one who wrote Treasure Island, children's books and all. So he said that you must read this essay. Otherwise you will be missing something. If you do not read this essay, you should be made to pay a fine. Hardcore English literature people. Now Hazlitt's other important essays on the pleasures of painting and all. So you must remember one thing. See, all these people belong to Romantic age. The late Romantic age, early Victorian, precursors to Victorian age. See, Wordsworth and Coleridge were romantics art and they wrote poems. Whereas these people, Lamb, this one and all, they were prose writers. They were not very emotional perhaps. That is why they were not able to write poems. Okay. Then he also says, see, when I go for a walk, I want to go alone. But if at all I should have a company, then I will choose Coleridge. So this is what, which one? Hazlitt says. Fine. Now, rural stores, mysteries of the kitchen. It's a romantic essay and all. So let us go back to the text part. Please keep listening to me. See, I'll take up the text, page number 117. In your essay. See, I should be but put bad company all that way, and therefore prefer being alone. So what he says is, I would rather go alone because I am not a nice companion. I should be but bad company all that way, and therefore prefer being alone. I have heard it said that you may, when the moody fit comes in, walk or ride on by yourself and indulge your reveries. See, if you are alone, according to your mood, you can indulge in your own talk. Uh, you know, you can worry, you can feel happy, you can even laugh aloud. No one will ever care. But this looks like a breach of manner, neglect of others, and you are thinking all the time that you ought to rejoin your party. See, in a party you cannot do like that. So if you laugh, talk, and all, it should be in the company of others, because otherwise it will look like without being manners. Out upon such a half-faced fellowship, say I like to be either entirely to myself or entirely at the disposal of others. So what he says is, either I have to be alone or I will be in the company of others. But when I go for walk or when I am in the company of nature, I don't want anybody else. See, I was pleased with an observation of Mr. Corbett's that uh, you know he thought it bad French custom to drink our wine with our meals, and that an Englishman ought to do only one thing at a time. See, Frenchmen, no, they are very famous for luxury and all. So they drink, dance and all. So they can drink and have meals also. But English people, meal means meal only. Like they are very prim people. No? So I cannot talk and think or indulge in melancholy music and lively conversation by fits and starts. See, in nature he wants to be melancholy and moody. There he cannot pretend to be very joyful and cheerful. That is the whole idea. So he cannot change moods like that. So if you go for a party, enjoy the party. If you go for nature, think deeply and get involved with the nature itself. This is Hazlitt's idea. So let me have a companion of my way, says Sterne. Sterne referring to a person called Lawrence Sterne. He has written a novel called Tristram Shandy. Were it but to remark how the shadows lengthen as the sun declines. So Lawrence Sterne wanted a companion, at least to say, see, when the sun sets, our shadows become long. He wants somebody to speak to. Sometimes you will be very scared, no, if you are alone in a forest and all. That is Lawrence's idea, Lawrence Sterne's, but Hazlitt doesn't want anybody. Now, it is beautifully said, but in my opinion, this continual comparing of notes interferes with the involuntary impression of things upon the mind. See, what do you think? This is what I say. See, when you go for a walk and all, don't talk. Comparing notes means exchanging ideas. And here's the sentiment. If you only hint what you feel in a kind of dumb show, it is insipid. And when in company, you have to talk. Can you just use sign language like dumb charade? No, right? If you have to explain it, it is making a toil of a pleasure. See, now another thing, your feelings you cannot explain. When you start explaining, the whole pleasure will be lost. See, sometimes people say, what do you think? What are you feeling? You cannot explain a feeling. It is something felt. Suppose you say explain your joy, the whole joy is lost. You cannot read the book of nature without being perpetually put to the trouble of translating it for the benefit of others. Suppose you go with others, it is very difficult for you not to talk. That is like translating your experiences to others, which is not at all needed, because first you have to get it into your soul, the happiness, silence of nature, ಒಂದು ಬೊಗಸೆ ಮೌನ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹೃದಯಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದರೆ ತಾನೇ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗೋದು. I am for the synthetical method of a journey in preference to the analytical. See, he says, when I go for a journey, I don't want to be analytical, thinking. I want a synthesis. See, when you go for a picnic, sights, smell, perfume, fragrance of flowers, nice sights. So, and I want to feel it. I am content to lay in a stock of ideas then, and to examine and and anatomize them afterwards. I want to see my vague notions float like the down of the thistle before the breeze, and not to have them entangled in the briars and thorns of controversy. I want to be light, like down, like cotton or some, what to say, downy feather, they say, no. Thorn, say, I don't want to discuss, have controversial opinions and all when I am in the company of nature. I simply want to be alone and enjoy. For once, I like to have it all my own way, and this is impossible unless you are alone, or in such company as I do not covet. See, only when you are alone, you will be able to enjoy nature to its best. Correct, no? I have no objection to argue a point with anyone for 20 miles of measured road, but not for pleasure. See, 20 miles walking also I can argue with a friend, but it is simply just like that I don't want. If you remark the scent of a bean field crossing the road, perhaps your fellow traveler has no smell. If you point to a distant object, perhaps he is short-sighted and has to take out his glass to look at it. See, when you go for a walk, you will get some fragrance. Bean field, beans, the flowers, fresh vegetables have that smell. No? Or suppose you want to show them a sight, nice, look at the hill there. Like. So sometimes they may not see what you see or what you have observed, or they may not interest them. There is a feeling in the air, a tone in the color of a cloud which hits your fancy. Oh, look at that cloud, like that you may feel like saying, but the effect of which you are unable to account for. So, what effect it will have on the other person you cannot say, no. There is then no sympathy but an uneasy craving after it, and a dissatisfaction which pursues you on the way and in the end probably produces ill humor. Sometimes it may even produce ill humor. I mean, they may not like it. Sometimes after going to a picnic, people start fighting and all. Now I never quarrel with myself and take all my conclusions for granted till I find it necessary to defend them against objections. Now he says, see, I have some opinions about things. I don't want it to be objected unless it is very important. So, you may not be of accord on the objects and circumstances that present themselves before you. These may recall a number of objects and lead to associations too delicate and refined to be possibly communicated to others. See, when you see nature, you feel something. See, your feelings are very delicate. See, can you explain your feelings to me? No, right? They are very delicate and personal. Even your observation of nature, what you feel when you see a flower or when you see a hill station is up to you. Or what you feel when you see a cloud. Yet these I love to cherish. See, these emotions he likes to cherish. This is Hazlitt, romantic literature writer, romantic age writers speaking about nature. Yet these, you remember Wordsworth's poem, I wandered lonely as a cloud. So here Hazlitt also is roaming actually, alone. Yet though these I love to cherish and sometimes still fondly clutch them. See, these memories he likes to cherish. In Wordsworth, Tintern Abbey lines you studied, no? In lonely times, I remember the times past. I remember, oh river, why and all he tells, no, in the poem. Oh Sylvan, why? To give way to our feelings before company seems extravagance or affectation, and on the other hand, to have to unravel this mystery of our being at every turn and to make others take an equal interest in it is a task to which few are competent. See, I may be interested in one topic, Hazlitt may be interested in one topic, but making others also interested in these topics is difficult. This is what he says. Now, I might perhaps wish to have someone with me to admire the swelling theme, or I could be more content. See, he could go on in the, now he says about Coleridge. See, of all the people, he likes Coleridge, Coleridge, Wordsworth and Coleridge. See, he says, Coleridge is the only person whom I would like to have as a company. See, we must give it an understanding but no tongue. My friend C. C referring to Coleridge here, old friend C. This is one style, okay? Even Charles Lamb writes like that. A, Miss A referring to Alice, his friend, a lover. However, could do both. He could go on in the most delightful explanatory way over hill and dale, summers. See, most people, when they are your accompanies in walking, they are not good enough. But only Coleridge, he has that capacity. See, he can. I might perhaps wish to have someone with me to admire the swelling theme, or I could be more content were it possible for me still to hear his echoing voice. See, Coleridge can speak like a poem. I mean, he can make even a speech a very beautiful one. They had that fine madness in them which our first poets had. See, if I could do so clothe my ideas in sounding and flowing words, I might perhaps wish to have someone with me to admire the swelling theme, or I could be more content. So he says, say, I am not that competent like a Coleridge. Were it possible for me to still hear his echoing voice in the woods of Alfoxden, they had that fine madness in them which our first poets had, and if they could have been caught by some rare instrument, would have breathed some strains on the following. See, he says, there are some beautiful poems, references to poems. There are some people who will speak like poems, like Coleridge. Had I words and images at command like this? Now what he says is, I am not such a good speaker. I would attempt to wake the thoughts that lie slumbering on the golden ridges in the evening clouds. See, suppose I look at a sky, I mean a cloud, side you will have golden color and all. So it will evoke some emotions. A poet like Wordsworth could write beautiful poems. But at the sight of nature, my fancy, poor as it is, droops and closes up its leaves. See, when I see nature, my imagination just starts shrinking, droops. Droop means bend. Say, like a pet flower, it just closes its leaves, droops and closes up its leaves like a flowers at sunset, like the drooping flowers at sunset. I can make nothing out on the spot. I must have time to collect myself. See, what he says is, when he observes nature, he is not able to speak. In general, a good thing spoils out-of-door prospects. It should be reserved for a topic. Table talk. Table talk is another essay by this one, Hazlitt, okay? L referring to Charles Lamb. Now, Hazlitt had two friends, Coleridge and Lamb. So, Coleridge is okay for walking, he is a good companion. But Charles Lamb is not at all a good companion. He is very boring, it seems. They say good people are very boring. Those who have done a lot of, those who have a checkered career and all, they are very interesting people. What happens in the lives of good people? Nothing. Every day getting up, being good, doing one's duty. Okay, fun sake, okay. Now, Lamb is for this reason, I take it, the worst company in the world outdoors, because he is the best within. So, he is inside the house. Lamb is a very good entertainer. I hope you have studied Charles Lamb's essays. This one, no? Dream Children and all, wonderful essays. I grant there is one subject in which it is pleasant to talk on a journey, and that is what one shall have for supper when we get to our inn at night. So he says in a very light mode, see, when you go for a journey, you should not speak philosophical things and all. Whatever there is only one pleasant topic. What is that? What will we get after going to an inn? Say, after in a journey, after walking for this English people have this habit of walking, it seems. Pride and Prejudice also you might have observed. Let us go for a walk and all, half an hour, 1 hour and all. So here, after the end of the journey, they will go to an inn. to get nice food. The open air improves this sort of conversation or friendly altercation by setting a keener edge on appetite. So this expectation, no, what you will get after going to the inn, which food and all, depending on the weather also. Every mile of the road heightens the flavor of the viands. We expected the food of it. Viands referring to some meat, food. How fine it is to enter some old town, walled and turreted, just at the approach of nightfall. And you should go to some strange city, okay? No? I hope you have been watching this highway on the road cookery show, going on by the roadside and then getting into a nice dhaba or some trying the local food and all. Very nice, no? Some people have this habit. They will just get into a bus, some strange place and say, give me ticket to the last stop. That kind of adventure. So you go to an unknown place and all. So here, how fine it is to enter some old town, some different town, walled and turreted just at the approach of nightfall, when it is about to be night, or come to some straggling village, or go to some village with the lights streaming through the surrounding gloom, like this night time. And then after inquiring for the best entertainment that the place offers to take one's at one's ease at once in. These eventful moments in our life's history are in fact too precious, too full of solitude. You might have enjoyed, no, some picnics like that, or tours where you had nice nature, and then you had nice food, local food and all. Goa, Kodaikanal, Ooty, Mysore even. I would have them all to myself and drain them to the last drop. See, these are experiences of life. Drinking life to the least, they say in the poem Ulysses. You will study this. I want to drink life to the least, like that. So suppose life is like a cup. I want to drink every drop to the last. I want to enjoy life. They will do talk of or to write about afterwards. See, all these philosophical things I will say later. What a delicate speculation it is after drinking whole goblets of tea. The cups that cheer but not inebriate. So he would rather like to have cups of tea, drinks that cheer, only cheerful but not inebriate. Inebriate means make oneself drunken, like in a balanced manner. So all in all, what Coleridge says here is ongoing journey is a very nice experience. So he praises journey. He says one should go for a walk in nature, not in a city. Nature has that healing experience, no? Effect on us. Then when you go for a journey, go alone, because going alone only will help you to look deep within. Then why should we go for travel? Because travel makes up memories. In our lives, we need some positive memories. No, travel gives us such memories. Nature is very healing, comforting. Then it is better not to have any company. And a journey should be able to make ourselves free from the daily problems, everyday problems and all. So when you go to a journey, you should be able to forget them. Next, what happens? When one is with nature, he must lose all thoughts of collecting and analyzing information. See, your brain, no, at least once in a while, we should stop thinking and think from the heart, assimilate the goodness of nature. Then solitude. Solitude means being alone. See, alone in the sense, alone by your own choice. That is called solitude. Wordsworth says, no, in the Daffodils, in such a blissful solitude, in such a pensive, vacant mood. You should study that poem to understand this essay better. Then it was a very popular essay by this one Hazlitt. Then it was highly recommended by R.L. Stevenson. Then the essay is full of humor also. It shows Hazlitt's love for nature. Give me the clear blue sky over my head. Mele Neeli Agasa, Kelage, Tai Bhumi. Like that, there was one poem, no, in Kannada. References to political beliefs. This you will study in the next slide. Overall, he would like to go for a walk in the company of nature. He doesn't want any friends. If at all he wants friends, he will go with the Coleridge, because Coleridge had a fine imagination. He was a good poet and he was a good speaker also. Charles Lamb he would not like, because he is a very good entertainer, host inside the house, but outside the house he was not a good speaker. Overall, the essay is about Hazlitt's opinion regarding going for a journey. I hope you have understood. Thank you.